have everybody know that our ancestry here, that this used to be the homelands, the coastal Salish peoples. And the anti-racism statement for Sudden Valley stands against racism in all forms. And so we'll have a roll call here. Looks like I know Ken is online and checked in without, he's got his mute on, but he's here. Welcome, Ken. Adam Tullis here. Thank you for coming. It's snowy night. Gary just back from Mexico and joining us. Then wheels up to Hawaii, flies rough.
Yeah. Buenos noches.
And Elizabeth, I talked to her, she's not feeling well at all, so I told her for sure to stay home. And Mitch is gonna come in on by way of phone through Hawaii shortly. So I think that's where we're at. We don't have Adam Phillips here. We'd like to meet Adam Phillips soon. And if I can get in contact with him. We need to, one thing we're voting on a few things, like we need to adopt this agenda that you have in front of you tonight, gentlemen.
I move we adopt the agenda.
Second. Everybody agree?
I agree.
Good, sounds good. And then we need to adopt the minutes from last meeting on the 29th. If you guys get a chance to review that at all?
Yes.
Rick did an awesome job on that. I mean, I had no idea he had such skill. It's like, geez. Oh,
Just kind of scroll down what happened. That's it.
It's
right?
great.
doing
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw was one of the names of the guys that were here with the group that was here with the mountain bike group. Mike, he actually wasn't here. I think somebody was here rather than him because I met with Pete in the past.
Maybe you can send that to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the name is. I might have to ask the group again, because I don't know if they left this.
I think I did just pull the names off. Of
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, but it's not really. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it all,
Otherwise, everything looked great.
that modification, okay.
Thank you.
Announcements, do you have any announcements?
Well, let's see, are we still looking for some committee members?
We need 2 more. So
So
there's a 2-year term available and a 1-year term available. We'll talk about your terms later it's in the agenda tonight.
So there's 2 openings on the long range planning committee.
Yeah, for a 2-year and a 1-year. So that would be great. We did. We did hit the announcement requesting input that you drafted. You got the front page of the View today.
It was on the press yesterday, so it's coming out probably next week.
Okay, because
Hit the counters of the stands. So
yeah. So that's gonna be great. People can actually got some place that they can provide ideas and information. And it'll go directly to Rick and I's email, so they will get responded, so it won't be in vain. So that'll be good. And then I'm gonna have Rick read this next part about the pump track proposal that we had last week, which I thought those guys did a fantastic job, well prepared, and then they give that 13-page document with all the details, the costing.
Yeah.
We don't want it for free, but hey, 50-50, hey, they're ready.
Good plan.
They are very motivated. They really want that.
There are people.
Yeah.
All of them.
They're
all bikers. I live here.
Well, there's more than, I guarantee there's more than that.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
that's just in the club.
and that's just those who want to get involved too. It's like we, some of the statistics we gathered for this golf course and clubs and stuff. They get player counts by everybody that uses an app, but they know that for every person using an app to play disc golf, there's 3 or 4 more that are not, because you know, that's like 2 levels of serious, you know, when you all of a sudden you put a towel on your bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see their energy and, you know, what they do, what they do down at the pump track downtown at the waterfront. I mean, that's all, you know, volunteer efforts there. You know, they bring in some big volunteers and, you know, people,
That's huge.
but they've got a lot of reach, and it's, unless it's pouring rain and yucky and it's not, there's always somebody doing something.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen them out there in the pouring rain.
Okay, we're gonna let you take number 7 here and see what we need
so,
to do.
well,
the board.
So, we want to make sure we have any discussion or concerns raised now before we move forward with it. But, you know, basically we're just recommending that the board accept the concept of a proposal and have that cycling club, Sun Valley State Cycling, meet with the necessary folks,
Whatcom County.
Waterman County,
Yeah.
and then, and whoever else that they send them to, because I know building out here, if you get too close to some water, you have to be able to put DNR and fish and wildlife.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think just the premise is that they're dirt mountains, and I don't see that you're really building
well-
anything at all. You don't have electricity to it, you don't have plumbing, you don't have drainage, you don't have any of the structures.
I think the potential for bare mud though to run off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see whenever you're converting, especially in a critical area, which we're sitting in one place right now.
Yeah.
But if you're converting vegetated land, which is lawn, which is pretty low value, but anytime you're converting that to unvegetated, there's some sort of mitigation. So that's why, you know, they would want to incorporate some plantings, or, you know, I'm just envisioning what the county people will say.
So,
DNR, we shouldn't have to worry about, because we're not really impacting any of their either aquatically owned lands or for trees. But the WDFW, unless we're actually hydraulically messing with the creek, we're generally pretty safe. So because otherwise you'd have to get what they call hydraulic project approval, which is essentially you're changing the hydrology of the water. So there's a shoreline.
So does compacting the run, so to speak, reduce? It would become a semi solid surface.
It would. I'm curious how the county weighs in on that, but I know that compacted gravel is considered a impervious surface. So like if you have a gravel road and you're doing your stormwater calculations, if it's compacted, it, you know, the argument is that water runs off of it before it soaks into it. And so, but
Yeah, and so what's the composition of the pump track actually? Is it just dirt, or is it dirt plus something that holds it together?
there's nothing that pulls it together. It's obviously compacted, so it can be shaped.
Right.
Is this the actual meeting? Are we on an agenda or is this a discussion?
We're discussing the adopting a recommendation that the board allow the Sun Valley Safe Cycling to pursue with the county feasibility of building a home track.
Great. Why don't someone call the question and let's vote on it?
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
I agree.
So it would be resolved by the discussion with the county.
Okay.
So that's really.
So we have a motion.
You guys read what you got in front of you, recommend, Sun Valley, safe cycling, cul-de-sac, there's all the stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
We can move to the board and
I can do it. SVCA Long Range Planning Committee recommends Sun Valley Safe Cycling consult with the various county jurisdictions needed for approval to build a pump track on SVCA property. Report back to the board of directors, timeline, cost projections, and funding sources to complete the project. The board of directors will have the final decision on when and if the project is approved to move forward.
So I guess, so we want to put a motion, motion that we pass it on to the board in a second.
Motion to approve or second?
Everybody,
Yes, approved.
How's it out there in hinterlands?
I vote yes.
okay,
Can you guys hear me now?
okay, we're good.
Yeah, we- yeah, okay.
Motion,
Here,
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right,
Ken's asking if you can hear him.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, he's good?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, appreciate that, Rick. There should be in front of you, and I took a picture, I think, and sent to Ken and Mitch, saying welcome aboard. There's a list. It's just some of the topics that we went through the last meeting, it says, without going to specific topics included. And what we want to just make sure we've got them listed here, A through R. I just want to make sure that we didn't miss anything that we discussed last week or last meeting. Well, a lot of this, we're going to figure out that, you know, barn 6 and barn 8 are pretty crucial. Number one, need to figure some stuff out there, and we'll talk about that in depth here in a few minutes. But if you could just review this and see if there's anything that we did talk about that did not get on this list, and that would be good to know. We could get that if need be.
Trails and parks maintenance or something for no fee. Yeah, I might have just skipped right past it, but.
Okay.
Okay.
Trails and
Is there one?
You were putting it on there, I thought, but let's see.
We're talking about it. Why don't we just add that?
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay, trails,
Mountain ash. Yeah.
maintenance.
Okay, good. Yeah, thanks.
You could, take this whole and prioritize, you know, yourself and your mind, you know, on a 1 through 3. But pretty much from our last meeting, we kind of concluded that very pressing important stuff, is options with the barn 8 and option for barn 6, and the board of directors, they need some insight and some help so that good decisions can be made for the future of Sudden Valley, because there's been ongoing deferred maintenance for so long that puts, you know, us in the situation that we here are now. It's like, wow, something should have happened a long time ago.
So
So,
was there a meeting yesterday?
No.
With
There were-
the president?
Too many people were out of town.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Basically.
we want to have
Hard working, so.
we wouldn't even want to have
Like a one or
a
two.
meeting without you, Gary, so anyway, you got here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
so work on that. You guys online, you guys can take a look at it, see if we anything we missed, you can prioritize yourself in your head, a 1 through 3 on that. And then, also tonight, we want to get to the real priorities here that the long range planning committee can really help with this barn 8 and barn 6 options. There's so many options on both situations that I think it's almost, and I think everybody agree with, we really need to almost have subcommittees, like one for barn 8 and one for barn 6. And then the idea, the placement of all of you folks, and I would put you on a certain project, and if it's just a big problem for you, tell me, and then you have another option to go to the other one. But
Do we still have all of the data that was submitted by a group that did an evaluation of this building?
yes, yep, we have access.
That-
Yes.
Board just got a packet in November.
Yeah,
We will definitely share that.
yeah, because I think that's critical for this
Oh,
building
yes,
to,
absolutely.
yeah, to know and understand all of that.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And that was that would have the PW.
Yeah, when the PW and
Just want to have that there.
Yeah.
So really, with barn 8, that we're in here now, there's so many options, a lot of work's been done, but there's still some ways that, you know. Could take some away, or we could add some things, I mean, lots of options, you can even, you know, figure, you know. I think Mitch mentioned, you know, cover the swimming pool, that's another option, it's part of building 8. It could be an option, but those need to be dialed in, and we got, you should have with you, priority
Yes.
area, and you can have one of those in the committee, they can work with that together and figure out, you know, the different scenarios. For building 8, different scenarios for barn 6. I mean, there's been options of barn 6, remodel barn 6, or barn 6 down. It's 100 foot by 100 foot, and then they just threw that new buffer thing in there, the 200 foot. I don't know if that's gonna give us problems, but that committee needs to exhaust and find that out.
Mhm.
And then I think they need to come up with, well, hey, if we do build something, what could we put in there? What would make good sense for everybody at Sudden Valley? So these are some great opportunities for Sudden Valley. This could really help. We're struggling.
Oh,
We're struggling.
I
We
agree.
got a population, you know, pushing 7,000 people. We got over 1,000 kids, and we really got to get this figured out.
Yeah.
So this is what I have for barn 6. I have Mitch. I have you on barn 6. Is that okay with you?
That's okay. I'll take the barn 6 project.
Okay, and then I've got Elizabeth on there also. I left an email to talk to her. She said she would be fine to be on that building.
Great.
I'm very excited about it. And Ken, would you be open to be on that committee?
Absolutely.
Barn
Yes.
6?
Yep.
And then,
I got, so Ken's on barn 6 too?
yes.
Oh, there goes any kind of productivity.
Oh, nice.
That's great, Ken. No, this is good. Barn 6.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay, and then barn 8, since you did, Gary, the engineer, I got you on barn 8.
Okay.
And Rick, you will be on barn 8? Is that?
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And we did, Adam, are you okay with 8? Okay. Okay. And then Chad, when he comes on, we you guys can break him in. I think that'd be a good experience for him.
Okay.
And then I'll join on barn 6. If I can get along with these folks over here, Mitch and Ken. And
Good luck.
Everybody got personalities. So
When I say
might be a tough group to work with. Yeah. So we really don't have another meeting until March 6th. So I want these committees to communicate among themselves, and they can figure out how they can take on this. Okay? And we can they have access to a lot of work, and then
Here's a secret.
do some things, but there's not a whole lot of work that's been done on barn 6. So we're gonna have to start from scratch a whole lot on barn 6, guys. It's gonna be a lot of work. But definitely figured out what we need to do.
Ray,
Yes, sir.
Ray, I've got a really bad connection. I'm hearing only a couple of every other words. Sorry. I'm agreeing to be on barn 6, but I got a bad connection. I can't really hear. And for that reason, I'm gonna hop off. All right.
Okay.
All right, everyone, I will call Ray. I'll call you in the next day to hear what you expect of us. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Sorry, everyone.
No, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Mitch.
Lolo.
Aloha.
Aloha, Rick. I'll see you when. When are you coming?
Yeah.
Gary's coming. Gary's coming.
I'm coming on Monday.
I will give you a call next week, Rick.
Gary.
Gary. But
He can't
Yeah.
hear, so he can't hear. All right. All right, well, Mitch, thank you.
Or Bradley have to put on the bell list.
Oh, we got timing too, sounds like. Welcome, Diane. Okay, so on this list should really help work, and then also there's another one that I just saw briefly that has priorities. I think Mitch got this somewhere.
He designed it.
He designed it.
I think so.
Okay, you guys can take a look at this too. This is also a priority and the risk.
So I think this will be helpful for, this is more
Oh, yeah.
prioritizing the rest of the list besides the bars, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I used to use this in engineering.
Really awesome. I love this engineer, man. I'm glad you're talking. That's great. That's great. Awesome. Okay.
Is this for shoreline assessments and
What's that?
we do this for like shoreline assessments and vulnerability and.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's the same.
So
yep,
why reinvent the wheel, right? Just adapt it to our needs.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm thinking that's pretty good. So by the next board meeting, I want you guys to come in with as much information as you possibly can on part 8 with all these different sections. The numbers, I mean, we can get a lot of the numbers or something, but some haven't been.
I'll send you a copy of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely be helpful because that has some really critical information for this building.
And we got some additional information on the last one where they added on.
Oh, yeah, the HVAC system.
Yeah.
So
So.
we didn't get a price on the sprinklers, though, did we?
I didn't see, okay, so that's something we'll have
One
to
of the
do.
quick questions that kind of comes to the first question that is dealing with Barney that comes to my mind is its uses and what's done with it do heavily depend on essentially what could be what is done in Barn 6.
Right.
Because if we're just talking about removing uses, then it's maybe we're just saying, whether we're so it's torn down or fixed left as is, it's kind of we got an alternative analysis. We have
You gotta figure out those.
fix it, cut it in half, or
So,
I mean it's
Yeah.
That, all of that.
and then
all of that.
they did weigh in on
You got it.
so it's we can
Yeah.
It's so much.
So we're gonna have to work together with Barn 6.
well, realistically,
it's just options. If 6 does this, then
Yeah,
Yeah.
realistically, I think we have a limited budget. So we're gonna do one at a time. Part of it is, well, maybe we can mute that, Mike. Part of it is developing a pro and a con list for each barn. And so that we can help the board decide which barn we're gonna start with, because we can only do one at a time.
yeah.
And so whichever barn we choose, then that may modify what is planned for the other barn, but I don't think we can. Otherwise, we're going to make
Oh.
two.
Yeah, well that's
Oh, I agree.
With some
I mean,
Yeah.
divisions on each plan, and I think it's just good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, in my mind, and I've been here, right, but in my mind, I think we have to come up with a recommendation to the board about which should we do first, which makes the most sense to do first, over the long term, and so basically, in my mind, I think we're gonna develop some pros and cons for each barn.
yeah,
Yes.
And then the board's gonna have to decide,
Yeah.
and so part of that is, what's the budget for each proposal, what goes into it?
Yes.
What things can be included in barn 6, what
Yeah.
things maybe we can modify some of the space in barn 8. So that's the way I kind of see it, I don't know.
No, that's exactly what.
Now,
Yeah.
I see how to weigh in the pros and cons.
Yeah.
And obviously, if barn 8 goes first, then we're either running, trying to figure out where to put functions that we have in this barn
Yeah.
first, or so it's
Yeah.
I think I see some obvious
That's
paths.
a con,
yeah, the obvious path is probably Barn
Replace the
6,
space with.
starting with that.
We can find another place.
Because there's,
It makes sense to go through the exercise of
Yeah.
bringing up all the
Yeah.
points. pros and cons
I agree.
both ways.
I agree.
And then,
We can give the board something.
we'll probably
Yeah.
have
they have they don't have the time to do what we're doing. That's why it's so important.
Right.
And that's what the city's for, so, yeah, it's perfect, so, I think, well, and after we get to, or in the process of this, maybe, or maybe at the end. We have a town hall or two to discuss it.
Yeah, they gotta know what's going on, especially if they.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Keep them informed.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's very key to whatever we do is keep them informed because.
Remember that exercise we did at the strategic planning sessions where we, like, we threw out the ideas into different boards and everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, almost something like where the town hall meeting has that, is where it's like we've narrowed down the option of everything that could be included and.
Yeah.
And then, have a couple of town halls where we finish it by.
Yeah.
Sticking some stickers on the board, we can, or ticking.
Yeah, and we have an open, they have an open window now too, they can run through the email, long range planning.
So sure, yeah.
So that's
Okay.
open.
Okay. Yeah.
So then you had that before.
So we could do a process flow analysis of this building and process flow analysis of that building. And to say, okay, here's how it's gonna occur. And then we can do a process failure analysis to figure out what thing in this process could fail and how do we mitigate that, so.
Yeah, we got the right guy.
Yeah.
Oh. That's
So the other thing is, the board is antsy to get to a decision. And we are likely going to hear at the next board meeting, a pretty short time frame, probably around 90 days.
Okay.
So
This is real.
want to try to
Yeah.
really encourage each committee to really be focused, because
Mhm.
we're gonna have to push pretty hard to get things wrapped up.
Yeah. So do you have my email address? Cause I will be in Maui.
Yeah.
I will be working on it, and I will be here for the next meeting.
I know,
which
we
is-
worked around your schedule.
You guys are sneaky, you know? You're sneaky.
Don't be Thursday of the month, you got me.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to make sure that we have,
yeah, what I'll do is maybe I'll
Communication.
make a committee list for our group and share it with everybody, and then because I think I have everything, so.
yeah,
then we
Okay.
can-
You got Chad, He's gonna be on
I
there
have
too.
maybe maybe I don't. I mean, I don't.
Well, he's gonna get football on next Thursday. We'll get him on board.
I'm pretty sure I have your phone number.
Yeah, I know it's on that, I've got a screenshot of the list, but.
But if there's anything that, you find that you don't have information or you need something, you need outside help or something, we can get outside help. Let's find it, let's get it done, let's make this a really good report,
Mm-hmm.
something that we can make decisions on.
No, I agree.
That's your voting?
That is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got it in my. Okay, that is great.
Maybe that's right.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
that's good.
Like I said, I will put Chad, he'll be, once next work week, then.
Yeah, next week.
Actually, this is a challenge, but
Well,
there's so much.
Well, it is a big project and we got to be careful to make sure that we're not assuming too much,
right,
I mean, that'll kill anything is if you assume too much and you don't follow exactly the criteria. Because you can sit here and assume, okay, well, this building's gonna last another whatever, and we don't have to really
Yeah.
mess with that or whatever. It's just, you make mistakes when you
Yeah.
assume stuff, and so.
Yeah,
it's
and
just-
there's another thing that was brought up, and I think even Melissa brought it up. She said this building's not suited for handicap to enter
That's-
in either entrance.
That's correct, yeah.
And either entrance, so that's gotta be some
Operations way in upstairs,
Oh,
Rob.
I know, but it's not up to code.
Well, yeah.
He busts through there, he's got a truck. You know, it's not up to code.
Yeah,
I've seen two people fall there. Oh, and there's no way. I think
Yeah.
fall in the railroad.
Yeah, I mean, that also serves the tip of
I've seen-
scales too. that
it's
for
not
upgrades and for ease
It's
of.
the turtle entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a barn,
Yeah,
So-
it is.
you know, we're gonna have, use this for many years, we gotta get it up to speed.
Or turn it back into a barn and have cows and horses,
There you go.
pigs, and
Less intense uses.
Well, we can start maybe raising eggs.
there you go. Yeah.
So, and also part of this project, we don't have to totally finalize it, but it is also to bring in revenue. Make it so, I mean, you can, they rent this room out, and they, you know, that's good. And, you know, if we're gonna do stuff, maybe we should make some other rooms so they can rent, and if they put, you know, just, you gotta check this out, like, when they encapsulate the swimming pool. You could already see what the revenue is for the summer now, and if you had it year round. With how many year round swimming pools is going on around here, this is, I mean,
Yeah.
this is gonna be busy.
Yeah, you only have the one in town, the aquatic center.
Yeah, but I mean.
They probably got the corner of the lifeguard market too.
Oh, yeah.
That's.
To have a swimming pool that's open year round,
That would be, I'd be all for that, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
well, you guys get to look at that. At the same time, you know, I work out over here and it takes 20 minutes for the showers to go from cold to hot.
Oh, yeah,
Why is that? I mean, there's all kinds of technology with the tankless water tanks.
Yeah.
instant hot water.
Insta hot,
And,
Circulating too.
yeah, it's just, you know, there's just stuff that needs to be done.
yeah, there's a ton of stuff to look at.
There's a ton of stuff. And then also, you know, this place is set up for coffee or
Yeah, I got a
soup.
little cafe
You
there.
got a cafe there, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
Yeah,
who wouldn't throw over here for some chili or something? I mean, I don't, it just.
So the restaurant business is a tough market.
Tough
You know?
We got, you know, we got high school kids. They can have.
Potentially even just expand, you know, I've seen, my in-laws live out in, Arkansas, town called Bella Vista, that is probably a Sun Valley times 10. It was, you know, when HOA got so big, they actually did become their own city, but you walk into their community center and it's like, there's, well, they have multiple ones, but,
Yeah.
and, you know, it's like that person that's, you know, also checking in to do school or everything is also, it's like, oh, I wanna buy that t-shirt or I wanna buy that, you know, the Gatorade, you know, it's all, you know, so it's. Also, it's, you know, double utilizing your employees that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You know, and we can talk about 1-6 for a half a minute. I mean, there's opportunity, there's options. You know, there's been talk of remodeling what's there. There's talk of tearing it down and starting over. I mean, there's options that we'll have to look at. 6.
I don't think you can model it.
No, no, not even.
I've toured it twice now since being up here. The first time I was like, oh, you know, I can see some potential here. And it's like the last time I saw it, I'm just like, you know, this is a great blank slate.
Okay.
You know, it's space that we can replace this building on.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, well, that's good.
yeah, looking at just.
I haven't looked at it close enough.
Value of repairing old construction, old everything versus just build something strong, new that's gonna stand and be exactly what we want.
has that foundation been inspected, do you know, on farm 6?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be critical, I mean, because that isn't that part of, if you're gonna build another structure,
Yeah.
you've gotta use the existing.
Not necessarily that you have to stay within the existing footprint.
Yeah, the
Yeah, because that's the foundation and that,
Yeah.
the space that's now grass, and it's an
Okay.
attempt to maintain that footprint.
Right.
And
Okay,
I think that, you know, some of that started to run out, even we're just like, there's only a certain amount of time you can actually even do, you know, tear down a building and leave its foundation. But regardless, the key is, you know, we want the footprint.
Right,
And
yeah, that's right.
And it, you know,
I think the limitation is, existing footprint would be the maximum. The other is, once you tear it down, you have a time frame to get something back up. Otherwise you lose that.
Yeah.
That's what I understand.
does it have to be completed or within that certain time, or does it have to be?
you probably have to submit it for building permits, you know, initiate, show intent that you're gonna do something with it. So it was submitting
Nothing happens.
for a building permit would do it.
And then we have the other issue of. Oh, can only see.
Snowball.
I think that was a big bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, kids, are you online? Is there anything that you want to make a comment about as you've been listening to us at all?
Oh, did you unmute him?
Is he still there?
He's just muted, so.
That's all the troubles.
Sorry, Ray, it's a little bit hard to hear as well here, but can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. That's good to hear your voice.
No, I'm just listening right now and good discussion. I'll listen in for the rest of the meeting and I'm gonna have to go here in about 10 minutes. But
Well, we'll be done in 10 minutes, so that'll be just about perfect.
right, but it looks like delegating a few things to different people is a great idea. We got that done. And I don't think the only thing I could say is when it comes to recommending to the board, I think that we can do more than one thing. We can have a list of many things that we bring forward, right? And we can prioritize them, obviously, but it just doesn't say this is the one thing. Obviously, there's like 10 things we would like to do.
Yeah, so I think the key to understand is we probably need to have a barn recommendation inside of 90 days or thereabouts. And so once that is done, then we've got the rest of the year to work on the other stuff.
This is a high priority to get something figured out. So we're doing with building. But yeah, you're gonna be busy. You're gonna be busy on putting together stuff for 6. It's gonna be
So actually, Ken, one of the exercises that we will work on at the next meeting is going down that list of topics that we discussed at the last meeting and trying to prioritize those in preparation for making further recommendations to the board.
All right.
That makes sense, yeah?
Did you send me a picture of that list? A through S? I think I just sent a picture of it to you on your phone.
Okay, I misunderstood in the conversations. It sounded like, a lot of discussion was just around barn 6 and barn 8, and we kind of really didn't talk about the other issues. So I just wanted to make sure that, there's more than one thing we can deal with.
Yes, that barn 6 and 8, that's what we've been talking about tonight. Those other items on that list, they're still on the list. And I wanted you to prioritize those individually, and then we will discuss that at the next meeting. We do want to work on those. We just got to figure out in what order that we work on.
Perfect.
But yes, they're all, nothing's off the table from what we talked about.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate you checking in on us. Is it okay if we sign you up for a 3-year term since you're new on this committee? Yeah.
Are you talking to me, Ray?
Yeah, 3-year term.
Yeah, I'm good with 3 years.
Okay, good. Okay. And our next meeting is gonna be March 6th. At 6:30.
You won't be here.
But there will be, the committee's gonna have to communicate.
I'm not sure when. What are we?
Okay.
Terms.
Terms.
So we need to do,
Yeah,
county review.
Yeah, we're gonna do terms. So Adam, you served last year.
Yes.
So I would think it's a 3-year term, so I think you got 2 years left.
Sounds great.
You sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So, Adam, our 2-year guy, Gary, you're new,
Yes,
so you got a 3-year term,
okay,
and then, you're new. So, for the board, we don't count.
We're not in that.
Oh, we're not in it.
Okay.
You have another
It's
choice.
a year to year.
If Adam Phillips,
If you do a good job, you might.
if Adam Phillips, I think he would be a 2-year guy also. And then we would have 2 positions open.
So you're gonna have Mitch 3 years as well,
Yeah.
and then and Gary, so there's 3 frees. So then Elizabeth will be
Okay.
and then we don't know about, see Chad will be. Chad will be doing, so he'll do 2 years. That's just open.
This ice is falling or?
no, that's somebody throwing
I
it.
think that's all. I think when we adjourn, we get our gloves on.
Yeah.
Snowball fight.
Okay.
And then Adam Phillips, let's see, Tuesday, there's 3 twos, so he's gonna have a 1, he's. Okay, because we got 3 threes, 3 twos.
Obviously, this guy's here about.
Yeah. All right.
Parents with money.
Okay, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to bring to the table, we can adjourn.
We don't even vote on recommending Chad to be. I
Oh.
didn't know if that was, that's how it's on the list.
What else on there?
But I think we all agree that he should, we will take any opposition,
Any
any.
opposition to Chad being recommended to the board? 0.
Zero.
Okay, it passed. Thank you for bringing that up. We got that. Okay, the next board meeting is March 6th. In the same room, the same time. Spencer, you're gonna be here?
Great.
Great, looks like I won't be able to make March 6th, so, I've just been informed I'm not gonna be here. So, I will join in though, on Zoom again, if there's anything we can do to move it, but I'm sure there's a lot of different schedules, so, I'll just Zoom in.
Okay. We'll zoom in. Sounds good. Thank you for telling me. Appreciate it. Okay, everybody else good? You'll be back from Hawaii, right?
With a nice tan.
Okay, let's.
I have a really nice tan when I'm in the sun for 3 weeks.
You adjourn. Good. Good. Done. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Spencer.